the Voodoo Restoration primarily. So probably like a, I don't know, a 3-2-0 build or something like that. Just emphasizing making sure that his team is sustained so they can push a little bit more, but more importantly, fights are with them. I was talking about them wanting to take the fights over 10 to 20 seconds because that's how Viper and Bristleback do their damage. Well, that's probably going to be a Voodoo Restoration build to facilitate that. In the meantime, as far as the lanes go, looks like the Wisp is going to be bottom, perhaps. Let's see the Sven's items just to make sure. Yeah, ZSMJ looks like to be going safe lane. So with that, the Wisp is more often than not bottom, but he is still going to go for the Bottle Rush build, as you can see with his gold. So that means that he is going to be looking for the first bounty rune. If he gets that, instant bottle and a lot of sustain for his teammates. But we're going to see this invasion here, and if Newbee can contest this position, this could be really good for them. The problem is they can't lead with anything. The Cask is the only spell they lead with. Now they're going to actually go for the Viscous Nasal Goo, an uncommon level 1 skill, but he picks it up to try to go for the first blood, only to find that his target is tethered away. So they will dominate this jungle. We'll see some wards drop down most likely from Sansheng or Banana. Yeah, it looks like Sentry Ward will come out from Banana. But all in all, not the ideal gank they were looking for. So right here we see this Central Ward come out. I believe this is just south enough. Like if you look at this tree, I think this is the line. So I think they have it in the camp, blocking this spawn. At least that would make sense for their placement. And then of course they're blocking off this hard camp so that they get vision of the rune, but still are able to condense this position. Now actually going to see stuns potential coming out. Light Strike Array. Now the Stormhammer, but Bounty Rune will be snagged by Sven. Oh, ZSMJ. Nice little pickup there. I love that combo. They saw it coming, but the Witch Doctor didn't want to pick up the bounty rune for himself, so it goes the way of ZSMJ. And yes, 100 gold definitely makes up for that mana cost. You can just buy a Clarity for that if you feel like. So I really like that play. And of course they got the top rune too, because Kaka prioritized that for the bottle. Alrighty, so it's going to be kind of a duo mid for now, Brewmaster and IO. I think Wisp will maybe stack once or twice. As you can see, these trees are broken down. He did that via tether. So this path being cleared, he can stack very easily, and that'll be easier for them to clear. And then it's going to be a lot of the question of ZSMJ, how much does he put in the passive early? He's going to get the Empower. That's going to start out at a baseline of 20% cleave damage, and then you can add on additive cleave damage of 20 scaling to 65. So ZSMJ, depending on how heavily he wants to farm, could go at least for 1 point by 4, I think, and then maybe maxes that out after level 7. We'll see. But the real strength of this lineup is in the cleave, so I hope they can really farm up the Sun fast with that combo. But yeah, talking enough about HGT. ZSMJ Sven is going to be supported by Kaka's Wisp as well as Pretty Haw's Lina, who was able to. Okay, so that doesn't block it. I was wondering about that ward because I'm like, okay, well that Sentry Ward's there. It would make sense if they were trying to block the spawn. But as you can see, that doesn't do it. Now the LSA going to connect onto Sansheng. Could be your first blood. Yes, the Stormhammer secures it. But Kaka, he's got to get some distance here. Body blocks from ZSMJ. Warcry away from the Sven. But in the end, Kaka just can't get the distance. That is just unfortunate, but really not much you can do in that situation once the goo hits you. VNG locking him down and nothing to tether to. Still, the first blood is in their favor, and I really like that move from HGT to jump on the AA there. Moo trying to do what he can to harass back Air's Brewmaster, but he goes for 1 value point in Drunken Haze early, and with the bottle sustained, he should be able to keep that haze up so that Moo misses last hits, and as you can see, it's working. 6-0 for Moo. Moo is a great mid laner. Oh, Rabbit! Oh, Rabbit! Right clicks! Oh, the Voodoo Restoration heal. He's still diving. CSMJ wants that kill. He gets the kill, and he's got 10 stick charges. That's the power of the haste rune here. He's just fearless. Chilling Touch, gonna hurt a little bit, but actually, we'll turn it. He could just go right back into the Stormhammer. Light Strike stacks a little, so they're not gonna dive it, but they're gonna do some considerable damage to the AA, and Banana's out of mana to heal up. Rabbit trying to get in range for the Viscous Nasal Goo. Looks like he has a movement speed advantage, but the Warcry giving him the distance, and that stun back. Banana, overzealous, will be going down. And they almost get some damage onto Rabbit too. It looks like that's all that's going to be for now. But just Obviously a little bit of luck with the haste rune, but still like really good coordinated movement from HGT. I love watching these guys when they're on their A game. They just do so much work, and we're seeing it here. Just finding the opportunity, and now 3 for 1 is the kill score. Well, they're also doing pretty well on CS, at least even between the Sven and the Bristle, and that's just for now. As far as the stacks go, we saw 1 stack of the Mud Golems and the Wolves, and 1 stack of the Satyrs and the Centaurs, but Stormhammer will connect on Sansheng as well as the Light Strike. I'm really surprised that the Ancient Ed person is letting them get in range for that. Yes, it's under tower, but this Sven has Warcry, and that builds up 4 bonus armor for them to dive deep. Also, he has the Stout Shield, so he just really shrugs it off well. With the bottle regen that's going to come out at the 4-minute rune, the aggression will continue, and they don't have to worry about sustainability. Rabbit even rotates away from the lane. That's how petrified they are of facing the Sven any longer. The chain stun is just too real for them. Oh my. So he'll get a regen rune, pretty worthless from that position, but at least it denies it from both the Magnus and the Brewmaster. So the question for me is, who do they leave bottom? I mean, you can rotate the Axe down there and he can try to offlane. The problem is, it just defeats the purpose of starting with these lanes in the first place. June started top because he wanted to rush out the Blink Dagger, and because he's just up against 1v1 against a Magnus, he can farm really quickly. Like you can see it, he's got 1300 gold banked up, he's topping CS ×2. Because he has an amazing advantage in that matchup. But if you rotate down bottom, then you're probably going to die, and then all that advantage is just thrown out the window. You're not going to be able to get the blink timing that you're looking for. So instead, he goes to jungle. They leave the bottom lane completely abandoned. Just a complete ghost town right here. And I guess it does waste support's time for a little bit, but as a whole, you're just not getting anything from that part of the map. So in the meantime, let's check out how everybody else has been faring. Magnus, in a 1v1, got 17 last hits, so not the end of the world for him. He got his bottle, he'll have his level 6. Kind of your bread and butter for Magnus. Blink time is going to be delayed compared to Axe, but that's what you'd expect when Counter Helix is so good against enemy melee heroes. Beyond that, Sansheng going down twice. He's not even got boots yet. All they can afford is a flying courier, really. And now we see a shift in the tone for HGT. They realize Axe is farming in the jungle. They probably caught the fact that he leveled up on the score chart here. So they're saying, okay, well if he's farming jungle, we'll just push the lane. We'll hop the Warcry, great pushing tool. It's like a double Basilius for these creeps, at least for its duration. And then they'll go ahead and take this tower quickly, or at least put some good damage into it. So Banana will stack the Ancients. Hopefully that goes to Bristleback or Axe and is not stolen by the Sven. But I really do think that Sven is going to be aiming to emphasize some really heavy Great Cleave action. It's going to be a death of IO, or sorry, the kill for IO as they go on the Viper here. They just commit with a Tether Forward, the Spirits, and the Thunderclap, but it's enough to bring down what otherwise is a pretty tanky hero. He went for the 2-2-1 because he thought that that's all the durability he needed to win the lane, and that's true in a 1v1, but you add in some extra damage from multiple sources, and you're looking at some more painful kills. The RP was also committed for this fight, so it's not like it came easy, but in the end, they all do their share of damage, and they bring him down before Newbee can respond. Moo. Can't really get aggressive here, but boy would he like to. They also have a small opening for XTT. They go for a skewer out of Invis, but it doesn't really work unless the Viper kind of crosses this line here. Or somebody does anyways. And it looks like, oh, he will get it. He'll get the skewer back. They're going to go for a Thunderclap in the river here. Tether movement speed helping out a bunch, and Moo can't actually do anything here. A great play from Westbrook using that Invis rune, and with the split, they're actually going to get Banana too. The cask is frustrating for the Brewlings, but not frustrating enough to prevent the kill, and Brewmaster is going to start snowballing out of control quickly. Magnus goes up to 1400 gold, Brewmaster to 1300, and that's going to put them very close to Blinks. If this tier 1 tower falls down, they're only going to be a few hundred gold away, and that initiation is going to be extremely powerful. But at the same time, we do see that June's been farming up this whole time, so he goes for the standard pickup of Blink plus Smoke. He wants to unveil the Blink with the Flourish, and he's going to look for a kill. The question is, where is it going to be most useful? I mean, you can jump down bottom, but the tower's already dead. So I guess it's going to have to be on mid, since the Brew exhausted his split. This gives them the chance to set back Air's Blink Dagger a little bit, and obviously put some more experience on the board, since he is level 8. In the meantime, ZSMJ is going to be going for Mask of Madness, and this can be considered a risky build. when Sven engages in a team fight, he pops his war cry, which gives him that bonus armor. So physical damage isn't going to be that bad against him. He's still gonna he's gonna be able to survive pretty well for the Mask of Madness to do its work. The problem is magical output. The Viper's ultimate, when the AA blast comes through, that's gonna hurt quite a bit, and he's got to make sure that he has the heals from Io helping him out. This means they should try to dodge Ice Blast at all costs. The upside of this is that ZSMJ can use it in the jungle to just get the fastest farm you can imagine. Like, this guy, empowered with Mask of Madness, is going to be able to do what Sven is actually usually renowned for being bad at, which is flash farming. Strength heroes in general are not the best at it, unless Sven goes for like a max great cleave build. But in this case, because he has Mask of Madness and soon to have Empower, he should be in a good position to just keep the gold rolling. Another nice aspect about the Mask of Madness jungling from the Sven is that they're able to let Lina take the solo lane. So she gets her experience, she moves towards level 6, and she's going to go for that Soul Ring Tranquil build into Yules. But top lane, it's going to be the relocate coming through, and they connect hard on Rabbit. Only level 6, doesn't see it coming, just gets locked down by the skewer forward and the RP. And it's really hard to avoid that. Like, that's not a feed, that's just a circumstance of your demise as the ultimates connect. Like, they commit, if they're willing to commit the relocate, the God Strength, and the RP, you better believe you're gonna die. And it doesn't look, it looks like, did they even use the smoke? It looks like they used the smoke at the seat, didn't find a kill opportunity. Just air abandons the mid lane and he avoids death. So they use the smoke, waste some time, and the Blink Dagger is obviously a clearly known factor now. Let's look at the early gold advantage and just bask in HGT's awesome laning phase. 4,500 gold in their favor, over 2,000 experience working their way, and there's no point in time where they're feeling weak as far as their kill potential. Now they've got a lot of mana to work with on Lina, and she actually, I think she's not going to go for the Soul Ring at all. She'll just go for the Yule straight up, which is great. Doesn't need a Soul Ring. Who am I kidding? But we got the Brewmaster Blink Dagger. It's going to smoke up. They're going to try to do something with it, and just Blink Clap and Laguna will kill off most heroes here. So, baiting a little bit with XTT in mid. They have Observer Ward Vision, scouting out the jungle farm of Newbee, but they do go for that smoke play once again. Down to only one smoke after this one, so they want to make it count, trying to bring down the Sven, but it's also important that they disable Kaka, because otherwise he can just relocate and tether.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So we'll watch their movements here. If Kaka stays far enough in reserve, he can just kind of hide in this corner here and always get the relocate. I don't think there's any easy way to do that. You have to get like the perfect blink call blindly into the fog in order to prevent it. But right now they're not even making their move towards Sven, as ZSMJ is just hiding under the tower. If you don't see anybody on the map, you don't really know where to dive. They get the Observer Ward out, but it's not seeing anything just yet. They saw something on the western flank. There's going to be the Magnus TP, no Blink Dagger on him, and we're going to see the opening very, very shortly. Newbee, they really are looking to reclaim this lost early game, but it looks like they don't feel confident in against all of these ultimates. The RP, the split, very powerful tools to take team fights. And I don't blame them for backing off. So we're going to see them just kind of go back to what they were doing, have the Ancient stacked up again by Banana, and look to clear that out pretty soon. Person back, looking for his first major item. Could go for the Vanguard, but honestly block against... Oh, they're gonna pop the split already! The Viper's dead before you know it! They just jump in and explode him with that God Strength relocate and the Stormhammer. Now going on to June, bringing him down quickly, down to 10 HP. One last hit, it gets blocked, but Air finishes it off with a quick blink crit. They will bring down the Sven in return, so that's a 2-for-1, but Westbrook dropping down the RP and heading for the hills. He's actually going to be baiting them into Air for the Blink Clap here in just a second. Two-man clap, one-man crit. Down goes the Witch Doctor, and now Rabbit's taking damage. Trying to get away. Drunken Haze versus the Viscous Nasal Goo, and Pretty Hot is out of mana. He's not able to do anything to Rabbit and should just go down. Air goes back in, and Lina will fall to the Ice Blast, and Rabbit's just playing around with Air right now, running circles around him. And without a magic wand, a magic stick, he just can't do anything at range. He gets taken down, and Rabbit shows what he's made of. He's just very, very capable. So that all started with the relocate forward. Very good movement to kill off the Viper, but I think Newbee responded to it pretty well. I mean, you look at the gold exchange. Golden experience counts the Viper kill, and it actually really favors a newbie here. So nice movement, nice damage, great response, and the Bristleback got the time that he needed to build up those Quill Spray stacks. Like I said, they want the fights to drag out, and as they are prolonged, HGTs start dropping. Crit picked up from Sven, as well as 1 point in Great Cleave, and you're just going to see him clear this stuff pretty easily. But I like the prudent Dire Observer Ward here, blocking off the Ancient Camp, at least that's the intention. And by not being able to stack that up, they're really limiting the Sven's farm. While June, he gets to clear out that entire stack that Banana was building up for him. So he's gonna be in a pretty good position very shortly. Is that a mechanism for Moo? Wow, that's already finished. He didn't have any of those components on him prior to this fight, but now he's actually okay. Lena's gonna go for the combo, but really, that's just a harassing Laguna Blade. It's gonna be a harassing combo because there's no way they can finish that. So a little awkward. And they'll just D-ward. 50 gold to Banana. But yeah, Moo's going to be able to finish up the mechanism here in just 900 gold. Meanwhile, there's a fight break and lose June, getting the initiation onto Pretty Haw, but thinks better of it being solo. Nice ward. I really, although Pretty Haw's skill set was useless there against the Viper primarily, I really like what he did with this Observer Ward. This is going to be almost impossible for Newbee to see coming in D-ward, but it's going to give them some great intel into the Dire when they're farming and trying to play passive. So let's just look over at items as a whole. I talked about the crit for Sven, blinks for the initiators, Urn of Shadows and Critical Boost is pretty good for Kaka. And that mechanism is going to be the critical item for the side of Newbee. Still, even though the successful fight came out from Newbee, the graphs waver a little bit but go right back the way of HGT. They have their ultimates cooled down, relocate ready, but the mana is a little bit weak. They cleared out the Ancient stack, and it looks like the Observer Ward is blocking it out, so not going to be able to use that as a source of income until they take care of that. A little bit of miscommunication here as far as their movements, but it looks like they found their target. Bananas, who they want to jump on, and the rotation should be slow. Moose scouts it out at the last moment, but it's too late. He just drops to a clap, a crit, and a Laguna. But they will follow it up with the Ice Blast, or I thought they would. The Ice Blast took a while to get there, but it finally does arrive, and it does bring down the Lena. Now it's going to be June tossed up in the air, taking a lot of hits, and he will go down in the end. Rabbit now in the picture, but I'm not sure he wants to be. Sven's going to get his stun in 3 seconds' time. But the Wisp bouncing back with that relocates 12 seconds. There's that stun onto Rabbit. He gets his back, facing them, but the skewer back, the RP to be sure of it. That's a very nice combo of kills for HGT. They win this fight, they look for more, they get the haze, and Sansheng should be going down. The Tranquil Boots are still unbroken, but one Stormhammer, and that changes quickly. So we're going to see Banana respawn, go on the run. I don't see him going down in succession, but it's still a wide array of amazing kills going the way of Hyperglory team. The tier 1 tower down as well, despite the Glyph of Fortification. So, and what is this actually doing? He'll blink back or cancel it, either way. But, yes, what was I saying? The one thing that I noticed there was Sansheng's Ice Blast was delayed considerably. He was firing it from this part of the map. That's a weird drawing, but yeah, he was firing it from the northwestern quadrant of the map, and he fires it right down mid, but he actually waits and lets the debuff pass over, and then fires it past everyone. Now that still hits most of its target, so it's fine, and I'm trying to think of the intention behind it. Did he want to wait for the relocate to come into play and hope that the debuff would go over the top of the Wisp and the Sven? Because if that happens, you negate the Sven's Mask of Mana's lifesteal, you stop the Wisp from healing him via Bottle, Tranquil, and Urn of Shadows, and that just takes away a large part of their lineup. Oh, what a blink skewer! Rabbit! Oh, such a tough game from him. And as you can see, the Vanguard just doesn't do much against the right clicks here. It does a lot against the Brewmaster's Brewlings, because they don't hit for that hard, but when you have a God Strength Sven hitting for, I don't know, some 330 damage, yeah, your 40 damage block, he kind of scoffs at it. So it's all about hitting hard. It's not about hitting fast when it comes down to piercing through that Vanguard, but still he gets kind of the best of both worlds. And actually Magnus did get picked off there. He was just in the wrong part of town, and it looks like they got the blink initiation off. Sorry, I missed that. But yeah, so we see here them kind of trying to go for a push in
Dire's
mid,
top
but the
tower
trade
is
up
under
top will
attack.
be pretty brutal, I think. TP scroll is available for the Sven, so he doesn't feel as threatened as he could be. And they're just going to go on it for now. They don't have vision just yet, though. The Axe hiding in the shadows, the Ice Blast coming through. They should just go for the Wisp. That's the easy kill. ZSMJ will go on the run. They'll leave the Wisp behind, and Tether will actually bring him back across. He'll TP while tethering, and he'll get out scot-free. Oh, good combo. Kaka Wisp is just a pleasure to watch. It's one of my favorite heroes to play, but just seeing these pro players take it to the next level is just so, I don't know, invigorating. But now we see the movement here. Air has his Vladimir's offering, probably going for the Vlad's AC build here, just to bump up the Sven's damage as much as he can. In the meantime, I'm really surprised by ZSMJ's selection here. Mask of Madness treads into Daedalus. This is going to be absurd, to quote Sven himself. That's one of his voice lines, but jeez. The crit potential is real, and he's just relying on big RPs, is the bottom line. Moo gonna get stunned out here, waiting for them to clump up. Where's that RP? Looking for it. Westbrook, XTP. Just needs one good blink. Pull them all together, and Sven will blow them away. But where is it? At least for now, it's just a stun. On to Rabbit. God's Ring comes out. Skewer back, and Rabbit's down for the count. Moo dropping down quickly to the RP. Just solo on him, but the Death Ward is doing some real work against ZSMJ. It will kill one. It will kill two. They get the dunk. And they will actually, in my mind, win out that fight. There was no buyback. There was just the death of the Bristleback. The Viper doesn't even die. The mechanism keeps him up. Wow, what a comeback swing from Newbee. That was all the ultimates possible that they could have committed, and HGT still don't win that fight. They spaced themselves so well that the RP couldn't come through times two. It was only a one-man RP, and honestly, that's all XTT could find. So, actually a really good spacing coming in from Newbee. Obviously, they had a lot of room to work with in this big circle here, but it's still really good that they didn't clump up and single out the target too much. And then, man, the patience from Banana. He waited so damn long for all the cooldowns to be used, for all the stuns to be exhausted. Then he's like, all right, baby, look at it go. And the Death Ward flies. Oh, man, that was just gorgeous. So, 5,000 gold in advantage for HGT, but their advantage is quickly crumbling. About 3,000 experience still their way, but for how long, I wonder. I think this Sven just needs to get another big item, like a armlet. Is not great against Ancient Apparition. Never mind. Forget I said armlet. AA will just destroy your armlet HP so fast with the way it works against Ice Blast. Oh, almost found somebody. They had quick vision. Ward helping them out, but this Ward in turn making it difficult to engage. They got the smoke though. I don't think the Dire saw that, and they're just gonna go right into the pit. They see them pushing bottom. They say, okay, you can have that. We're gonna get our Aegis on our Glass Cannon Sven. And a Glass Cannon he is, because he could have a lot more tanky items, but as it is, he's looking to crit. 1,250 damage per strike with God's Strength, and he brings down Roche in seconds. Oh, that Empower is so juicy. Wow, that is 115% cleave. He does more damage to the targets that he doesn't strike, and he's already hitting for 1,200 damage on the targets that he does. So yeah, there's a lot of potential here for him to just jam it in, but he has to survive throughout the fight for it. He probably needs to go for the BKB. It's not a great this game. There's still a lot that goes through BKB, but he just goes for Blink Dagger. It's all about positioning. It's all, again, it's a lot of faith in Magnus. If Magnus gets a Wonder RP, just one magical RP, he'll wipe them out in the duration, really. But the Blink is just kind of follow through on that really quickly. And of course, it allows him to farm more aggressively. He can blink out quickly, and we can see more plays like what we saw with Kaka, where he can tether back. So, item progression here. We're going to see Aghanim Scepter come out from the Viper soon. I guess that's yeah, it should be a BKB for Rabbit, as well as the Axe. And then, Ancient Apparition is going to be looking for his Ags, but very slowly, as you can see with his gold. So, that's going to be... He's pretty much playing the 5 position, as you can see on net worth, and only slightly above him is the Witch Doctor, who could be going for a number of items. I think 4 staff sounds about right, but... You know, Yules will start the fight out pretty well too. We're going to see the initiation, though. God Strength, I already heard it. Looking for that RP, but they're scattering fast. Delta Split will come through, and they'll just focus one target at a time. There's going to be an RP onto 2. That's plenty. June blinks in. Oh, he gets crit down. Oh, the damage from ZSMJ is so legit right now. And we do see the Tornado catching out the Ancient Apparition. So Rabbit, it's a blink locate going on top of the Bristleback. They'll get the stun, they'll get the kill on him, but Westbrook's not done. He wants one more. So they'll blink in, they'll Warcry forward, they get the slows, and they'll get the kill. 5-man wipe for absolutely nothing. And Wisp is right back in. Oh man, so they'll turn this into a tier 2 tower most likely. And they still have the Aegis intact. All they have to do is wait out their cooldowns, which is this 74-second RP for the most part. Now this is interesting. Kaka is going to go for the Blink Dagger. It used to be a very common item on Wisp because there was a bug involving the tether, where when you tethered forward, you can blink back and extend your tether like 1,000 extra units. Now that's been fixed, and the blink is purely just to be awesome. He's going to go for some crazy blink blades. Oh wait, did he sell it? Okay, yeah, he sold it. Never mind. It's just mind games. He's trolling his casters apparently, but he went for the Yules, which is cool. Alright, so for you said anything about Blink Dagger, we've got 2 Yule Scepters up for HGT, and that's extra disables against the Witch Doctor, as well as potential for themselves to survive. Now, one thing I will note is that defensive Yules will not stop Ice Blast from debuffing you. It'll stop you from taking damage, but it passing over you will still affect the debuff, so the Wisp won't be able to just save himself from that and keep the heals rolling. He has to make sure that he avoids the Ice Blast altogether. And that's what I was about to talk about with the Blink Dagger, is extra blink tether range so you can wait out the Ice Blast and then become useful. But instead we're going to see ZSMJ. Oh my gosh, the jump in. He goes right onto Rabbit, now onto Move, but he's getting kited hard. He needs more movement speed. The tether's not going to be enough. They relocate him out, but it's too late. The Aegis remains here. Where's that RP though? We hear Laguna Blade onto June. Not the best target, but it'll have to do. They're going to try to bring him down while Air does what he can on the front line. Pops the split. Jumping around here, Kaka and ZSMJ really aren't helping their team at all, but it seems to be enough right now as Banana can't get his ulti off just yet. There's the cast, but the damage is too much. June will be locked down. There's your RP. Where's the disable? RP finally coming through. Canceled out 3 or 4 times. They get the triple kill on ZSMJ, and now they look to finish everyone off. GG is called. The Sven is too strong. He's just too damn big. They fight into Aegis. They fight into RP. They lose the fight, and they lose the game. Well, ultra kill from ZSMJ as he just rocks it on this fight. I love the Magnus last pick. I think this draft would have failed miserably if not for that Magnus last pick, but they did so much with it. So, opening up with Io and Lina, rounding out the draft with Air's Brewmaster and ZSMJ's Sven, and then getting the Magnus somehow in the end of it. Like, that was just brilliant for me.